All right, we're gonna start this all over again. Had a small little glitch, you know. Sometimes that happen, but let me see. I'm sorry about that, Krista. I don't know what happened. Something just clicked off, so I'm gonna log you back in. All right, so
I'm back.
I don't
Me and
know.
my filter is back.
That's
I'm like, did
crazy.
I break it?
Not at all. I don't know what happened, but am I clear on your end? Because you're
hmm
clear on my end. Okay, I just want to make sure we're good. So
hmm
let's start this all over again. So, like I was asking you, how's your day going so far?
Great, great, easy peasy. It's Sunday, so it's pretty slow at the salon. That's where I'm at today.
Okay.
Um, I kind of blacked out my morning and afternoon for this, so I'm just chilling.
All right. Well, I appreciate you doing that.
Absolutely.
I'm honored to have you on my platform. Like I said, before the glitch happened, I was letting people know that this is something that I would definitely want to share. Really, give your flowers
Oh,
and show you appreciation today of taking time out of everything that you're doing, but also to come to my platform and talk about things that people are maybe questioning themselves right now. Like, am I ready to take the skateboard test? Am I ready for the exam? I
okay.
don't know how it is on your end, but in California, you don't have to take the practical anymore. You just take the written.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's something that I get scared about a lot.
Okay.
I used to have issues when I was in school, trying to comprehend a lot of information at one time.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm more of a hands-on person. So if you show me something
Mm-hmm.
and I do my repetition and you gradually start feeling the work and doing that,
Mm-hmm.
I catch on. But when I have to open up the book and see all these words coming at me, I have to break down the syllable of the word,
Mm-hmm.
especially when it's a long word, you be like, what the hell is this word? Like, I don't even know how to pronounce
Mm-hmm.
this word, but it's something that we need to have. Another system that is amazing, especially when you're reading labels or you reading information. You want to make sure that you put the right texture in somebody's hair or chemicals in somebody's hair, and you don't want to break their hair. So just to have you on my board and seeing everything that you do on YouTube and Instagram, I'm like, this is an honor today. So I,
Yay.
I want to start off by letting you have the floor and detail like what got you started, what put you in this profession, and
Mm-hmm.
move from there.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. First thing, I just want to touch. You said something. I didn't turn my ring light. Hold on, y'all. I
Okay. No problem.
unplugged
Take
my
your
ring
time.
light. I was all ready to go. Okay. So basically, you just touched on a couple of things. Like, I'm from Ohio. You're in California, and yes, guys, I am like a cosmetology tutor or a state board tutor. Um, but it doesn't have to necessarily just be in Ohio,
Yeah.
right? So regardless of what state you're in, the cuticle is the cuticle is the cuticle. The cortex is the cortex is the cortex. Now, what is different state by state is what's required. So some states require hands-on test and a theory test or a written test, and that's what we currently have in Ohio. I've had students in the past from like Florida where they take two written tests. They take one that's a theory test, that's what we're used to, and then they take another one where it's like a practical written test. So it's like written questions about hands-on activities,
Okay.
right? So depending on what state you're in, you're gonna have some type of experience with that testing, with testing on the end, right? The challenge that I've seen just in this industry. So I've been a cosmetologist for 17 years, 16 years now. I've been an educator for about the past 12, 13 years, and everybody has the same story.
Yeah.
So hairdressers, barbers, by default, we are artsy fartsy. by default, we are hands-on learners. By default, we are visual people. It just makes sense. We're artists, right? The challenge is, like you said, when you take that book and you're trying to break down this information, you don't know what to study, you don't know how to study. That creates anxiety. Now you procrastinating, and now you off doing something else. Yeah. That same cycle, I just watched happen over and over and over again. I don't know how or why, but I guess I ended up being this unicorn in the industry, even when I was like in beauty school, because I love the book stuff. Yeah. I love understanding how permanent wave solution gets inside the hair and breaks bonds. And that was just always my thing. So in me like going on this journey, I always kind of gravitated towards that. Now, once I became an instructor, I did the hands-on stuff. I did the classroom education, and I just noticed that my students were struggling with theory. I had a student, this one particular situation kind of really just catapulted me in this area where I had a student with a learning disability. She was about 35, 36 years old. She had a child. She had completed high school. She had done everything, but she struggled with test taking. She struggled with test anxiety. She just struggled with so much stuff to the point where she was like, I don't even want to go get my license. I'm cool. I ain't got to go get my license. And I'm like, no, we're going to get our license.
Yeah, we do, yeah.
And being basically locked in this room for hours and hours with this student, I began to pick up on like the way we learn. That's the best way to describe it. Where, yes, everybody's an individual. Everybody like learns differently. But in me watching this young lady, I found that we just, hairdressers, and I'm sure barbers too, always do the same things over again. So I just kind of kept going in that direction. And here we are. As for the YouTube channel, and my students got me doing that.
Yeah.
One day my students looked at me while I was at work and was like, you should get a YouTube channel. Like your personality, the way we love how you teach, the way you break things down. And I'm like, yeah, I can't do YouTube. Nah, that ain't for me. And I mean, they held me accountable. They showed, they literally week by week was like, Krystal, what's up? Where's the YouTube channel? We waiting. And in them pushing me in that direction, it ripped. The pandemic happened. I was locked in the house. I didn't have a key. I didn't have anything at that time. So it was just me and my phone. And I'm like, what am I do? I started going live. I started making YouTube videos. And here we are.
Yeah.
I was like a long, drawn out way to like how we got here. That's how we got here. Oh, hey, yay.
I see a lot of people tuning in. I see a lot of people, share, let everybody know, your girl Krystal is on, and, let's keep the questions going. You don't have to be afraid. You could, tune in and write, and you ask questions as well. So this is what this platform is about.
I love that. Yay.
I know from the point where you started, as far as just the area where you was already set in stone of that part, but let's go a little bit back, what at one point was it a family member, or once you got out of high school or college, you were just like, hey, what brought you into this industry in the first place?
Money. So my parents are immigrants. I'm Jamaican. Both my mother and father are born and raised in Jamaica. I was born here, but very early on, my parents are hustlers.
Yeah.
So whether we selling smoothies, beef patties, catering, just anything that could be monetized.
Yeah.
Like back in the 90s, that was my parents. So very early on, I just figured out real quick, in order to do the things you want to do, Krystal, you need money. I also, so in regular school, regular traditional K through 12, I was in the honors program. That's what they called it back in the day. So basically they gave us more work, harder work, and that was cool. But I just knew I didn't want to work in an office. I didn't want to wear a suit. I didn't want people my father I'm sure he wanted me to be a doctor. I'm sure he said it at some point, wanted me to be a doctor, wanted me to be a lawyer or something like that. And I was like, no, like, that's not what I wanted. I think at 14, I was like doing nails in the basement.
Okay.
Doing nails in the basement, $25 set. So imagine being 14 with like $400 in your pocket, right? Like that's crazy. My mother now always supported everything. Anything. If I said I wanted to go to the moon, she would buy me moon boots. So once I decided this was the path I was taking and I wanted to take it in high school, I had to get rid of my honors program. Like she literally had to sign me out of that school to sign me into another school.
Okay.
My teachers basically they looked at me like this was a hobby, Krystal. Like my AP teachers, my math, everybody was like, this is not what you're doing. And I was like, this is what I'm doing. Enrolled and completed, and it was great. It was just money and the autonomy over my life. Like I didn't want to fit into this box. And I know, like, I don't know how old you are, but I'm 36. So I grew up in
I said I'm older.
Okay. So you about to understand what I'm about to say. I grew up in this era where it was like, okay, graduate from school, go to college. If you don't go to college, get a really good job where you can get benefits and you could do, like, it was this cookie cutter plan that we were supposed to follow. And I was just like, I think I want to do something different. But the fact that I knew I could make money and the money equated to like freedom and flexibility for me is how it got started. And I knew I just did not want to be, I just didn't want to be an accountant. I just had this vision of what being an adult looked like. And I did not want that. So I pushed back and I entered the industry. I graduated from high school with my license, tested, passed the flying colors, and I was just a go after that. Now, after I got out of school, I would say my career was like uneventful. Like it was never like I was never like a celebrity stylist or anything like that. It was always, how can I make some more money? How can I make some more money? How can I get health insurance? How can I, right? So that kind of led me into this corporate hair world. So I began to work with brands like Matrix. I began to work with brands like Regis, working for brands like that. So again, not the big fancy platform artist, but there's a girl in the back that's curling the hair and setting the hair so the artist can do the thing on the stage for y'all. That was me. So doing that kind of stuff, I was able to build a life for myself, you know, in this like corporate hair world. Did that kind of answer? I was gonna say it's pretty uneventful, like leading up to the path, but like that was all everything pre-pandemic. I would say like everything pre-2019 was pretty standard and pretty basic. I would say basic, not boring, but basic. But all of those things had to happen to get me to where I'm at now, right? So just to give you an example. So when the pandemic happened, businesses, corporations lost their mind, right? Like it was Black Lives Matter, Black pages, don't do this, don't say that. In that happening, I was able to like pull back the curtain. You know in The Wizard of Oz, when they pull the curtain back and you see it's just a man pulling the strings? Okay, so I'm here in this big corporation and I realized like no one knows what's going on. No one knows what's going on. No one knows what they're doing. I was able to pull the curtain back and be like, oh, y'all scared too.
Right.
But y'all still doing it. Y'all $1 billion company. Scared, still doing it. So then to me, it was like, well, I can be scared and still do it. So again, it's all this uneventful stuff, but it literally gave me all the momentum and all the fuel and all the energy to be like, I ain't scared of y'all. Whatever, it's cool. Let's go. Like this, I can get on camera, I can get on YouTube and just because they didn't know what they was doing, but they gazillionaires.
Yeah.
They asking me what to do.
Right. Facts. Yeah. No,
So
I love
I hope that kind of answers
no,
it.
point it did. I love every aspect of that. The journey was wonderful,
Thank you.
and I don't see it as being boring or regular. Like you had a system, or you found something that worked for you, and you gravitated to it, and you didn't let anything stop
Mm-hmm.
you or hold you back. Yeah.
And they definitely developed me as a woman, developed my mindset, developed my tenacity, right? To be put in rooms and I'm the only person that looks like me. And I'm expected to perform. I'm expected to perform to a certain standard, right?
Yeah.
So it definitely taught me how to hang with the best of them.
Correct.
And I'm grateful for that. So again, it's like not shiny, and I'm not curling Rihanna in the back, but
Shiny. It's shiny.
it was everything that I needed. Thanks, girl. I'm all reading the words, distinct image.
I see a lot of people commenting and giving you your props, so you can read it and
Thank
respond
you.
back.
Okay. Going backwards. I think somebody from Virginia asked, like, how can I help, or how can I assist? The first thing I would tell anybody, regardless of whatever state y'all are in, is to find your state's CIB. That is literally, and the only state that does not have one is New York, and that's because they be tripping. I done called them an ass. But a CIB or a TIP, different states call them different things, but it's basically almost like a study guide. They will tell you, hey, 30% of your test is going to be on this. 25% of your test is going to be on this. That is where I would start for everyone. So, because once it's like beginning with the end in mind. So if I know what you're testing me on, that's the only stuff I'm studying.
Right. Right.
That's the most generalized answer that I can give until I like.
Since you're someone that has a salon and definitely an instructor, have that platform of teaching and helping someone, get to that next level. I noticed for myself, like when I was in barbering school, I had two styles of like teaching. You had where you was actually cutting, and that's the practical part. And then you had the theory part where someone was sitting down with you and helping you learn the book and teach you certain ways of studying. When I got to Cosmo, it was more like just the practical. It wasn't too much of the studying part. And then they gave me the list, and when I went towards the list, and I felt like I just opened up the book and I'm just reading the chapters. So it came to a point where I was like, okay, what is the most necessary things that I need to the study, and what stuff I should eliminate that I shouldn't overcapacitate myself in my brain? Because it might be just a simple word or sentence that I need to remember, but then I'm reading like this whole massive page and paragraph and chapter, and then I'm taking so much information that's overlapping me. So what would you say is like the best guidance or guidelines to help someone that is like attaining so much information, but when they look at the information that you give to me, and you look at that one sentence and you're like, damn, I think I read all this and all this sounds similar, but it might be one keyword that I could take from that will help me pick the right answer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question. This person has never taken a test before, and you're asking me like, hey, how would you recommend I study for the test, basically?
Like what? Yeah.
Okay, for somebody who's never taken a test before. So it's a couple things. Number one, y'all got your pen and paper? Write it down. That's the kind of teacher I am. I'll be on Zoom like, what y'all doing? Okay, so number one, you need to figure out what type of learner are you, right? So out the gate, everybody goes, I'm hands-on learner. Okay, That's cool. But you didn't learn everything hands-on, right? Like we have had other experiences in our life that is parallel to what we're going through now. We have to think about, like, how did I overcome that? So you had to take a driver's test. Before you took the driver's test, you had to take the written test, right? How did you overcome that? You had to take maybe a test to graduate from high school, right? What things did you do? Like, you go back to those old experiences and replay. How did you get through high school? Oh, yeah, this lady used to come in the room and read my test questions to me. Or, oh, yeah, they did used to give me extra time back in 8th grade. I guarantee 8th grade Gary is today Gary. So you might need that extra time. You might need someone to read it to you, right? So thinking about, how do you learn? Also, how do you like to retain information? So when I say how do you learn, how do you like to experience information? For me, I'm an auditory person. So, Gary, you tell me a story, 5 years later, you tell me the same story, and then you like add something different to it. I'm gonna be like, did you say y'all went to the ice cream shop first, right? Because that's just how I enjoy to hear information. This is how I enjoy to experience information. I'm the girl at the gym with an audiobook or a podcast because I will never read a textbook. If you don't enjoy reading a textbook, you sitting down your brain is not engaging with that information. Your brain's job is to keep you comfortable and happy. So if you like, I hate reading, but I'm going to force myself to read, your brain's like, yeah, right? So figuring out how you like to engage with the information, figuring out how you like to learn. Once we figure that out, step number 2, what time of the day, when are you the best ready to retain information? Are you gonna be the best ready in the morning? Are you gonna be the best ready at night? You have to be honest. You get bored reading, end up falling asleep. Exactly. My brain just turns off. Like, I be looking at the page and just off, right? So time of day matters. I'm always gonna recommend first thing in the morning. Before you, if you are someone who is like, Krystal, I am strapped for time, I got kids, I work 2 jobs, okay. When your alarm goes off and you open your eyes at 6 o'clock in the morning, before you go on Instagram, before you check your text messages, spend 20 minutes with your exam review book. 20 minutes for 5 days. Like, commit that to yourself. Time of day. Do you have any other distractions? So a lot of times we like to study, but we studying on our phone, the TV going in the background, you talking to somebody else. Again, your brain is half engaged. Another thing we do, we try to over-dedicate time to make us feel good about it. Do that make sense what I'm saying? Like, oh, I studied all night. You were probably committed for 45 minutes and then you procrastinated and wasted time for the next 2 hours, right? And he's like, that is all me, right? So I suggest, especially if these statements sound like you, I have ADHD, I hate studying, I hate reading the questions, I hate, even those words alone, that's a whole nother conversation. But if that's how you feel about this experience, then you're going to have to break it down into bite-sized chunks. So like I said, 20 minutes, and then create a break. 20 minutes and create a break, 20 minutes and create a break. All of those things that I just gave you are the actual problems, not what we think it is. We think it's like so much words and I can't figure it out. That's a teeny tiny part of it, but it's like all the other stuff. So dedicating small amounts of time to study it, creating brain breaks. So if you're like, all right, I'm going to study for an hour today, study for 20 minutes, set you a timer, 5-minute timer, get up, walk around, go on Instagram. When those 5 minutes are up, go back to dedicate another 20 minutes, and so on and so forth. That's how you're going to start it off. What you'll realize, it's like training your brain. So the 20 minutes can get stretched out to 30 minutes, and 30 minutes can stretch out to 45 minutes. Even for me, I'm not going to dedicate more than about an hour or so, 90 minutes, to like flow work, like really dedicated, focused work. And then I have to get up and get a break.
I love it.
Give you something more practical. If you're like, Krystal, I do all of that, I got that under control. Something actual and practical. Instead of reading the textbook, try going to an exam review book. So using actual test questions. When you graduate from cosmetology school or barber school, a good school should give you a final exam. You should be getting tested out to say, okay, this is like a fake state board exam, and Gary is prepared and ready because he passed this final exam with 90%. So when he goes to take his test, he'll be fine. That's a really good school, right? If you did not have that experience, then it happens. If you did not have that experience, I'm going to suggest you reach out to me or
Right.
or find you some type of test prep, but you need a comprehensive exam. You need to take a comprehensive 100 questions, 125 question exam that can kind of gauge, what do I even know? So if I'm taking a 100 question exam, I go through and I test it and I realize I got all the color questions wrong, guess what chapter you need to go study?
That's fact.
If I realize I got all the hair cutting questions wrong, guess what chapter you need to go study? Our problem is we don't assess what we know. We don't know what we know, besides all the distractions and all of those study prep stuff. When it comes down to the actual information, we're not sure what we know versus what we don't know. Once you kind of have an idea of where your weaker points, and not your opinion, not what you like, but actual facts, like, dang, I got a 68%, and these 10 questions I got all wrong, and they all nail questions. Once you have that information, then you can go back. So after I've taken the test, I've seen what I've gotten wrong, I'm going to go find those answers in the textbook. It's not enough to study the answer. You need to you need to understand the idea behind the question.
Correct.
Gary, when you look at like a testing software, so like the Milady textbook gives educators testing software to make tests. Okay. That's the same software that the states are using. There's not this fancy hairdresser in the back making no test, y'all. It's the same damn thing, right? So Milady is almost like 11,000 plus questions that they could pull out of that textbook. So I tell my students all the time, there's no way you're going to remember every single question. And we beat ourselves up because we try to memorize every single. That's not real, y'all. There's no way. So what I'm going to suggest is that we begin to understand concepts. If I understand these are the layers of the skin, and it's like lasagna, and the top layer real thin, and the middle layer real thick, and the bottom layer real thin, then I can kind of read a test question and break it down, versus me trying to remember stratum granulosum, stratum basal, stratum germinativum, stratum. You like, Krystal, they all start with stratum. That's stupid.
Right.
The goal ain't for you to remember everything, sweets. The goal is for you to understand. So I hope that's all. I'll talk a whole lot, y'all, but I hope that helps.
No, man, that was key.
Okay.
I
Come on, let's get sunburned. Yes, she's been in my videos. A period. So what she just said, that is a what's it called? Mnemonic acronym, whatever it's called. But that's the layers of the epidermis, basically. Yeah. So just remembering that little thing, instead, you can kind of, it's almost like you got to play a trick on yourself. You have to attach, we got so much experiences, right? We got to attach this new knowledge that we may not be so interested in. We have to attach it to the experiences that we do have, that we do know. Because you and I have talked, I know you have experience with apparel, right? So if there's ways to layer that or compare that information and be like, oh, that's just like if I design a shirt, that's the same way about doing this thing. Like if you can make those comparable and make those analogies stick, it's going to be easier to recall that information when you're testing.
I also want you to share, the things that you do and what you offer, and things that people can reach you by, and also,
Oh, yeah.
like I want you to talk about all that stuff. It's like it's somebody that's watching, you know, right now. I see somebody that's trickling in and she's, you know, sharing her information, but you know, it might be somebody
Who
that's next to,
don't know?
yeah, that don't know, and you know, it's
Okay.
so,
Cool,
yeah.
cool. So guys, I am the beauty and brains coach, licensed cosmetologist, salon owner, and cosmetology tutor. I am the beauty and brains coach on all platforms. So YouTube, I'm always over there. Instagram, I'm always over here. And basically, it's my life mission to help cosmetology graduates get licensed. And I say cosmetology. No, I love it. It's the energy for me. Make sure you DM me later.
For real.
Listen, it's a vibe over here. It's a vibe over here. And when I say it's my life mission, like literally my life mission, like 15 to 20% of cosmetology. And I keep using the word cosmetology because that's my thing. But this is also true for nail techs. This is also true for SDs. This is also true for barbers, right? 15 to 20% of cos graduates graduate from school and never become licensed. Right? Like, think about that. Like, you took a year or two off. You'd have got student loans, VA loans, Parent Plus loans, all this stuff, and you work at Amazon. And I ain't knocking Amazon. Like, get your money, sis.
Yeah, right.
But come on now. Did you sacrifice all that to be at Amazon?
Right.
Right? And I'm not knocking the schools because the schools gave me this beautiful life, right? They groomed me, but just again, being behind the scenes, the schools are failing this 15 to 20%. Nobody's coming to save them. Nobody's offering them help. Some of the schools, especially after the pandemic, some of the schools are just no longer there.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Right? So for me, I tutor individuals to help them bridge that gap. My specialty is theory. I feel like that's just what we need, right? My specialty is theory. I do offer group coaching. So it's a 6-week program. We meet twice a week. And each week we just have a different chapter we go over. So like if you think of all of the hard chapters, that's me. So nail diseases and disorders, skin diseases and disorders, anatomy, physiology, relaxers, perms, chemistry, just all the stuff that you are like, right? We do that. I also offer PDF testing. So like after you go through the course, like you could take the test to see how you do. Excuse me. And then I just offer assistance until you get your license. So once you sign on with me, you just stay with me until you get that license. Like there's no not getting licensed. If you're committed to your success, you trust. I've had people who graduated 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I have people who graduated 15 years ago. So as long as you are committed to the process and committed to yourself, you're going to get licensed. I do, if you're in Ohio or somewhere close and you want to make that drive, I do offer one-on-one, like hands-on. So I've had students who come in and they need their bags packed. I've had students who come in and when I've done like state board workshops. So all of those options are available. If you, for some reason, have like, maybe you don't prefer the virtual experience and you wanted a one-on-one experience, I've done that too in the past. But again, just like helping bridge that gap because nobody's helping my friends. That's my thing. And you can always DM me. Like I'm a regular person, y'all. Like if anybody here on this live that's been in a class or talked to me, y'all tell them I'm so regular. I am so regular. I'm gonna text you back. I cuss. I'm regular, y'all.
All right. I know what we're talking about goes for well-rounded, it's for males and females, but for a young lady like yourself that is in this industry and you're you know I know you help in both fields, but you know you want to shift a lot of things that you see when it comes to this field with women. What is it you want them to understand and see and bring to the table a little bit more?
What do you mean? Like as a stylist, as a student? Like, what do you...
Both. What do you feel like is lacking or not lacking, but or something that you just want to, you know, share to the women of today as far as this industry, just to give them
Yeah.
a voice?
Yeah. So, I think this would be true for women or men, right? But obviously, like, it's just a lot of women in my industry. But being authentic and like that's so like surfacey and superficial. Like, be authentic, right? But like, actually, like bet on yourself. And maybe I'm even speaking to myself right now.
Oh, my bad.
Coming from the corporate hair world, I found myself seeking validation from outside sources. I wanted my bosses to say, "You're great, you're amazing." I wanted these higher ups. I wanted these people to see me. I wanted to feel seen. And it wasn't until I kind of turned my back on that and just started showing up as myself, where total strangers was like, "Girl, you lit. You amazing. I wish you was my teacher." And I'm thinking to myself, damn, why ain't I getting no promotion? Why ain't I? What the hell is wrong with me? And then so basically, just showing validation ain't no joke. Yeah. Thanks, friend. I don't even know this. I'm just listen. I'm serious, and it sounds so bananas. But we put ourselves in these boxes. We create these narratives for ourselves. Like, I have to do this or this, or I have to do that or do that, or I can't do this because if I say this, how they gonna feel about this? I can be smart and funny. I can be smart and twerk. Like, I can eat those. Like, I don't have to fit into your box. I can be black and brown, and I can wear my curly hair, and then I can throw my wig on, and then like I can just be myself without being stifled into y'all box.
Right. Yeah.
I had never seen that. I had never seen a black woman show up like that. Again, I was entered in rooms. I was in rooms and nobody looked like me. I was entered in rooms and people would say, "Oh, you got your crazy hair on today." I had a fucking afro on, y'all. It was my curly hair going out of my scalp. Do you see what I'm saying? So just really deciding, this is who I am. This is who I am. Who like it? Come on, let's go. Who don't like it? And being okay. So again, I'm still talking to myself, being okay in that. I'm still figuring it out. Because as you elevate, you end up in a new box.
Yeah.
You break these shackles and you be like, all right, cool. And you're like, dang, y'all too. Y'all got money. Y'all like this too.
Yeah.
You get what I see? So you people are crazy. Yes, yes. So if I could tell old me, future me, the women, the men, if you want to do anything, and if you want to do anything great, you have to turn your back on the masses, basically. Like, think about it. Like, Kobe Bryant didn't care what nobody else was saying. Michael Jordan didn't care about what nobody else was saying. Albert Einstein didn't care about what nobody else was saying. Elon Musk ain't like, I hope they like me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So this is me. But again, all those names I just said, they done seen it before.
Right.
So I'm in uncharted waters, and I'm scared, but I'm out here.
Let me ask someone that's between both worlds of being a parent and also a businesswoman. How do you keep your mindset strong and your health in a balance? I know that's strangle.
I'm still figuring it out, Sean. No. How do I balance my life? So I don't balance. Like, I don't believe in balance.
Okay.
I believe in balancing.
Okay.
Like, it's this constant thing. This gonna sound real smart, but it's not me. I read it in a book somewhere. Like that. But basically, you're never gonna achieve balance. So when you see like a ballerina, like on one foot, she look all graceful, like she balanced it on her toe, but she's constantly like moving and adjusting and moving and adjusting and moving and adjusting. So as I evolve as a woman, as a business owner, as a mom, I have to reevaluate my priorities. I have to reevaluate my priorities. I have to reevaluate the things that I value. So what I valued as a single woman with no children in her 30s versus what I value now are two different things. So before having my daughter's 8 months old. Before having my daughter, I was a hustler. Sign me up, whatever. I'm there. I'm at the gym at 5. I'm at my 9 to 5. I'm at the shop, chop, chop. Whatever, I got it, right? It's not real. I dedicate 2 days a week to my daughter, regardless, no matter what, and at that point, unfortunately, clients, I'm unavailable. Unfortunately, students, I'm unavailable. She only gonna be this size once in her life, right? When I'm at the salon, I'm dedicated to the salon. So the goal is to not bring her here. The goal is to be dedicated to my clients. Same thing with my students, because I still do hair too. So I'm doing all the things, right? So when we are in class, those 2 hours, she gotta go to dad, go to grandma, go to somebody else, so I can focus on this. I also know that like failure is not an option for me. Like my father was poor, y'all. My father got one pair of shoes every year. And this man escaped a third world country. This man escaped poverty so I could be here. You know what I mean? He changed the trajectory of his whole lifeline, his whole bloodline. So failure is not an option for me. So when the nights, so sometimes it's me putting her to bed and then I'm working on a lesson plan. Sometimes it's me waking up before her and sending out emails and signing folks up. Like, it's just, I just know it's gonna get greater later. Like, I just know that. Like, there is no doubt. So I just put in the work. I set the boundaries. I reevaluate. What's for me is for me. What ain't, gotta go.
I love it. Let's talk about I know you say your students was the one that urged you or pushed you to do your YouTube, and I don't know if that was the same premise as far as the social media aspect of Instagram and Twitter and all that stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about the realm of social media, these platforms, and how are you maneuvering with it to really showcase who you are and your work,
Mm-hmm.
and building your platform the way you want to build it?
Right. So that's probably the weakest area for me, if I'm gonna be honest to you, right? Developing myself in social media, like how I'm developed in all these other areas, that's basically the part that's under construction for me right now. So the main thing would be consistency. So I'm creative all day long. Clearly I don't have a problem talking and getting in front of a camera, right? It was just like consistency. When I think about the platforms, I think I'm gonna just speak to stylists and barbers or beauty professionals, period. We got to start thinking about these platforms as marketing tools for our business, not entertainment, not TMZ, Shade Room, and all that other stuff. Like, I get it. I know y'all, like, I don't be knowing the names, y'all. The lady with the tooth and all. Like, I get it. I get that. Like, y'all can tell, y'all know all the stuff that's happening and who in court. But y'all, like, for my younger beauty professionals, 25 years ago, 20 years ago, you would have to print flyers and go hit the streets.
Right.
You would have to. So here we got this magazine called the Horizon magazine. This thing been around forever. Girls that take photo shoots and they running they act like,
right.
If you use these social media platforms as it's a free marketing tool.
Yeah.
That has never happened before in life. So if we change the way we engage with these tools, I think it could be very, very lucrative for our business. That I've seen those results over and over again. When I'm consistent, I can't stop clients from walking through the door, right? When I am consistent, my DMs all day long go crazy. I've never actually launched. So if you sell a digital product, if you live in that world, you know what I'm talking about. You'll see it all the time. You'll be like, oh my God, my course, this, that, third, you signed up, it's only. I've never launched. I literally post reels and be like, hit me up if you need help.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
my clients come to me.
Mm-hmm.
So just to kind of give you an example, like how to use that tool. If you are a beauty professional and you're like, which tool do I use? Because I feel like we get stuck in the wrong stuff, right? I don't know which tool to use, and I don't know and I need a new camera, and I need this, and I need
Right.
Wherever you're at in life right now, you already have everything you need.
Yeah.
Every YouTube video I've ever filmed was on my phone.
Yeah.
The first two, I didn't think I had a ring light. I was like in front of my window, like, right? But yeah, just start. Gary, are you saving the live? My new bestie just like, are you saving this live?
No, I am. I'm gonna post it and everything. Tell
Girl, you gotta go on his YouTube channel. It's all kind of gems over there, right? If you're like, what channel? Just do what you feel comfortable using. Don't spend no money. Don't go buy nothing. If you understand TikTok, then just post on TikTok. If you understand Instagram, just post. Just do something and start. Do not buy anything. Don't sign up for anything. Just start. It's going to suck. Your videos are going to suck. Your reels are going to suck. No one's going to like. That's how it think of the first haircut you ever did, Gary. Didn't it suck?
It was terrible.
Exactly. So what? Exactly. So the first time you post, no, you're not going to go viral. That's not the point. It's just to practice that technique. Again, here I am talking to myself to practice. Like I said, my thing is consistency. I more recently, and this was way later in my entrepreneurship journey, I invested in myself and I joined like this marketing class, like this marketing mastermind. Homegirl gave me some gems, told me some things, and I put it in a plate, got results. So in me going through that experience, I realized investing in myself, like financially investing in myself, like really gives you exponential results, right? But also that, like, get out your feelings. Like, post, look at the analytics, keep it pushing. Post, look at the analytics, keep it pushing. Post, look at the analytics, keep it pushing. We be all, oh, I don't know, and ain't nobody like it. I'm about to take this on, and I don't know if I'm gonna go and do. Just show it. Do that. Just do it.
Yeah. Oh, man, this is amazing. I don't even want to end it.
Hey, look, I'll see y'all next week. It's gonna be the Krystal Gary show.
This is dope. We definitely got to recap and do some more of this. You're amazing. I know you spoke on the financial part, and I don't know if that's part of your realm as well. But what is it that you would like, hairstylists, barbers, everybody to know that when you're in this industry, I know we getting that money up front, and we just feel like I got another clientele coming. All right. My next week is filled up, so I can take this money and just splurge it however I want it. Like, what would you want these kids to know, or that's like now in that realm now, they're like, oh shoot, I need to start doing some financial structure with my
run your business like a business. Set up your business like a business from the very beginning. So when the money do start flowing, you ain't trying to figure yourself out, basically. So when I say run your business like a business, open up a business checking account. right? Everybody get really excited about this LLC thing. I feel differently. You don't have to get an LLC, y'all. Like, you can be a sole proprietor. Like, you could just go cut some hair and it's okay,
Yeah.
right? Now, there may be a point where you are bringing in so much money, you may want to change your business structure, right? If you have a brick and mortar, like, there's going to be reasons where you like, absolutely, I need an LLC, right? But if you just say that, don't worry about no trademark, don't worry about all that other craziness, right? Set you up a business checking account, and all of your money that you make working, put it in that account. And from that account, you can put money where you want to put money. So you like kicking it on the weekends? That's your entertainment. You can dedicate this amount of money to your entertainment, right? Maybe you want to invest in yourself, right? People hear invest and they think of like stocks and crypto because that's what the internet is telling y'all. Investing could literally be once a month I buy me a book to read about personal finance, about you can invest in yourself. So organizing your business, like organizing your money from the very beginning, before the money even get here, set it up. Cashless, I vote for cashless.
Right?
Because to just take care of everything. I don't have to think.
Scared of that. They don't want any tracking, and I'm glad that she said that. Yeah.
How do you people, so at 19, 20, 21, and the cash is flowing, I understand not tracking, but at some point you're going to look up and be like, dang, I want to buy a house.
Thanks.
Well, you done told the government you make $20,000 a year, sis. You ain't getting no house.
Right.
You want to walk into a bank and ask for a loan. You just made $20,000, ain't nobody giving you no money.
Right.
Right? So, I mean, it just depends on what your goals are, what you got going on.
I have one more question for you, but I want to hand you the floor as well. I want you to share, speak on something that you wish that I would have asked you in this segment. Like, if you have anything that's coming to your mind, anything you got going on, new information that you about to push out that you want people to follow the page and check, share your YouTube page again, share your information again.
Okay. Yeah. I am the beauty and brains coach on all platforms. If you are serious about getting your license this year, you ready, you are committed, go over to my DM and hit me with a help, and I will take over from there. I do offer a 6-week course where you get to spend time with me twice a week, 2 hours a day, where I am literally reteaching you this information, giving you testing strategies, giving you study strategies, to help you stop procrastinating, stop feeling anxious, and we locked in until you get your license. If finances is an issue for me, I do offer payment plans. Everybody know about Afterpay. It's basically Afterpay. Yeah, if you are like, Krystal, I'm dead broke, head over to YouTube. It's all kind of free resources over there. You dead broke, still slide up in my DM. We could just chat it up a bit, and maybe just us having a conversation can give you some guidance so you can kind of get the ball rolling. I'm regular. Don't be scary. Like, I'm a regular girl. Something I wish you asked. I feel like you asked me good questions. I feel like you did. I want the world to know your words have power.
Yeah.
So just be aware of the things that we are saying out of our mouth. That's probably like.
I always leave my guests with this.
Mm-hmm.
How do you use law of attraction in your business or your everyday life?
I am the law of attraction. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even know where to begin. We could have talked a whole hour about just that alone. Okay, so I have these sayings like, manifest the life you deserve. That's a loaded statement, right? Like, who decides what you deserve?
Yeah.
You, right?
Yeah.
How do I use it? So I meditate. I pray. So, because Christians get real stressed about that. So me praying is me talking to God, right? Me meditating is quieting my mind, quieting my spirit, and allowing God to talk to me. Um, Everything that happens to me is happening for me, even the bad and ugly stuff. So I do not complain. I'm either positive or neutral. So whether it's like car trouble or issues with a guest or a client, or even if my finances is like, what? How am I supposed to find this money for that? Right? I always understand this thing is happening for me to catapult me in a direction that I'm destined. Right? God knows the desires of my heart, and He is always pushing me closer to that. And for my friends out there who maybe don't relate to God like that, y'all can use these words interchangeably, right? Like if the universe be whatever your thing is,
Right.
it desires you to have what you desire, like abundance and love and like all these things that you desire. God wants you to have that too. The universe wants you to have, like, of course they want you to have that, but you just have to understand how it works. So again, meditating, praying, watching my words, being positive or neutral, understanding that faith and fear are the same thing.
I love that. Yeah.
They're the same thing. They're just because I mean, if you think about it, as a kid, if you were standing in a line for a roller coaster, you're excited and your stomach is all bubbly and your like hands are sweating and you're like shit, right?
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, your SABOR test is tomorrow. You got the same bubbly feeling in your stomach. It's fear and faith are the same thing, same coin, different sides. So it's really up to you. And if things are really, really crummy, y'all, and y'all like, I can't be positive, I can't be faithful, just be quiet. Be neutral. Stop calling your mama and you know she negative. And she gonna ask you all these questions that's gonna stress you out and make you more anxious. Stop calling your Debbie Downer best friend that's gonna be like, oh girl, he did what? How you gonna do that? I don't know. If I was you, I would. Stop letting them plant them sour seeds up inside of you, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes just be still and be neutral, and that's okay. So I hope that answered it without me talking too much.
That
I talk
was,
too much, y'all.
that was amazing. Uh-oh, did I lose you? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Come back, Krystal, come back. I'm gonna see if she gonna jump back in. Hope she can jump back in so we can close it out. But I definitely appreciate everybody that tuned in, sat with us. She requested to jump back in, so I'm gonna see if it allows her to log in. See, that information at the end was so powerful, now the internet's messing up.
I done broke it twice. I've been playing Never had that on the show. Homegirl that broke the internet
it was
twice.
so powerful, it blew out the system.
Period. That's what I'm talking about. Period.
Nah, but thank you. I was truly looking forward to this. I know
This
we
is so good.
spoke for a while trying to get this in order, and I'm glad that you was able to make this happen and sit down with me.
Absolutely.
And all
This was great.
you shared was dope. So not a one-time thing. Like if you ever got something going on, want to come to the platform and talk your stuff, let's do it. And
I love that.
once I pass my test, I'm gonna hit you up and let you know what I did and all the information that you shared with me.
You've been practicing those tests?
have.
Okay. Okay, we gonna talk. I want some feedback. How you feeling?
I'm a morning person, so I get up early morning study. I've been doing the 20-minute stuff, and then, like you said, the stuff I feel like I got the answer wrong on. Then I'll go to the book, read it, and then go back and stuff like that. So you gave me a lot of key information. My test is on the 21st, so I'm looking forward to it.
Can't wait. That's next week. Gang.
I'm gonna have bubble guts, the sweaty hands, but I'm looking forward to the road.
Don't drink no coffee before you go in there. Leave the Red Bull alone. Leave the cigarettes alone. All those things ramp up your nervous system.
Yeah. Don't do that. Yeah, I don't do any of that anyway.
Good. Perfect. Sweet. You so silly.
Thank you.
But this was great. Thank you for having me. Keep going. I love what you're doing.
Thank you.
Just to be even invited in the barber world, because I know y'all barbers real. Who brought you?
But I feel like
I'm with Gary, y'all. I'm with Gary.
It's all about unity. So I want to clash everybody together. I want everybody to share. I know I call it Talk Your Barbershop, but at the end of the day, it's everybody has a lane in this field. We all work together. We all connect in ways. So
I love it. Oh, thanks, girl. Oh, my friend over here, she's actually in barber school right now. Yes. No, I appreciate it. I think it's dope. Everybody's on. Please go check out Gary. His content is dope. He has so many valuable gems. You have interviewed so many interesting people. And just me, doing my research on you, I was like, oh, that's cool. Yeah. I like this. Okay. All right. I was like, do I put on a baseball cap? I don't know. Yeah, but this was dope. I really appreciate it.
I can't wait to, pick my pieces and put it on there. And, the full video is going to be on there as well. So you can share it. Anybody, I want to see the full video again. It will be on there. So, I'm going to have my snippets where I have key things that I feel like she said and I want to share, but the full videos is going to be on there. Just go to my IG live channel and you can see all the full length videos in there.
Yay! Awesome. Thank you, Gary.
To you the full video as well, so you can do what you want to do on your end. So I'll send it.
I'm about to go cry, y'all.
Email.
And what's funny, I know we wrapping it up, but when you talked about social media and content creation, we don't know each other, guys. Yeah. Literally, because I created content and he created content, valuable, good content is why we're even here. Right.
Facts.
Right? Post the videos, y'all. Just post the videos.
Have a wonderful rest of your day.
You too. Talk to you later. Bye.